Hello and welcome back, everybody, to this Las Vegas Venom NBA 2K21 MyLEAGUE Expansion series. And I believe this is episode 40. We are here, 40 episodes in, and we have reached another off-season. After a pretty long year, we lost in the Western Conference Finals to the Sacramento Kings, who I have decided are pretty much our first rival. And we lost in 6 games to them, 4-2 in the Western Conference Finals. Then they went on to win the entire thing, taking down the 3 seed of the East, Orlando Magic, in Game 7 of the NBA Finals. And before we begin the offseason, I want to show us just the top couple of players in terms of their overall in the entire league. We got Luka Doncic, we got Giannis, Jokic, Darius Leones, 24 years old, 95 overall, phenomenal player. Zion Williamson, Steph Curry, who's now 37 years old, Jason Tatum, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Joel Embiid, John Morant, Devin Booker, Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell, AD, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Brent Cage, and I'll do like 3 more, LaMelo Ball, Kawhi Leonard, and Bradley Beal. And then here are a couple of others I'm not going to read out, but pretty much only a couple of players, only 2 players are in like the top 20 players in the league. But there are a couple of guys up and coming like Rudolph Marshall and of course Max Strong, who should progress pretty well in the offseason. And we're going to get right to it. Most of our team is going to be returning, except for I think 4 or 5 of the reserve players. Those guys were just on 1-year contracts. But here we go. Player retirements. Lou Williams, LaMarcus Aldridge, Thaddeus Young, Brook Lopez, DeAndre Jordan, JaVale McGee, Gordon Hayward, DeMarcus Cousins, John Wall, Draymond, Hassan Whiteside, Ricky Rubio, Jay Crowder. A lot of players that we see in real life right now have now retired in this series. I can't name all of them, but there are a lot of players that were mostly role players that have retired. And then a bunch of no-names down here. There's a lot of no-names. But we advance further. Staff retirements. Greg Popovich finally retires after 35 years in the league. Pretty much all of that as the Spurs head coach. And Mike Woodson at 27 years in the league. He retires. Jersey retirements. There's 1 retirement, and it's for LaMarcus Aldridge as a Portland Trailblazer. I'm surprised that John Wall did not get a Wizards jersey retired, but whatever happens. Or that Draymond didn't get like a Warriors jersey retired. But we got LaMarcus Aldridge from the Trailblazers. So, league meetings. Change the time the offense is given to advance the ball to the front court to 6 seconds. I mean, I'm just going to reject that. I don't see the point in making that change. Who cares, really? League realignment. I think it's going to be just the same as usual. And then draft lottery. Here we go. We are not going to be in the draft lottery. So this is just for other teams. The Thunder again have 2 picks in the lottery. Does anybody else have multiple picks in the lottery? I don't think so. So let's just get right to it. And here you go. The Thunder get the first overall pick. The Timberwolves have number 2. The Claws have number 3. The Rockets have 4 via the Nets. The Pistons have 5. The Mavericks have 6. Clippers 7th. Nets at 8. Pelicans at 9th. Hornets 10th. Cavs 11th. Trailblazers 12th, Thunder again at 13th, Grizzlies 14th, Warriors 15, Hawks 16, Nuggets 17, Claws, their second pick comes at pick 18, then the Lakers, Spurs, Sixers, Wizards, Heat, Magic, Celtics, Bulls, then us at pick 27, then the Jazz, Raptors, Pacers, Pelicans, and Kings. So there's your draft lottery. We have pick 27 in the draft. Probably not going to have any insane pick. We do have a lot of players scouted, I think. But now we're just staff signing. We do need to hire a couple new guys like our CFO, assistant GM, assistant coach, and trainer. We're going to keep Steven Silas as our head coach. I think he did a great job this year. We did very, very well. We're going to keep our head scout, obviously. So first, CFO. Let's just try and get... I mean, we'll obviously try to get Logan Mills, but who knows? Let's offer three different people. Let's offer to Joshua Willis as well. Assistant GM. Let's obviously shoot for the top 2. And then we can try to go for Connor Green. Assistant coach. I think Logan Schmidt could be a really good assistant coach. He's not really interested. We'll also offer Jeff Hornacek. Then we'll offer Otis Newman. And then for trainer, I just want to get one of the top guys. Offer him. We'll offer him, and we'll offer Justin Powell. Advance. We will get Sean Lee as our trainer. I believe he was our trainer before. And we'll get Otis Newman as the head coach. So we will advance. We just got to get the CFO and the assistant GM. And all of our offers were rejected, which is unfortunate. All right, let's just go with this guy. He has no other offers. Think we'll be fine there. Assistant GM. Let's Wilson Tate A on contracts. I think that's what we are looking for mostly because I'm not going to make too many more trades here in the near future. All right, so we got our full staff. Catcher scouting, we can't do anything. We already used all of our scouting trips. There are a couple of good guys at the top of the draft, like RJ White and Alex Bush. Both of them are centers. We don't really need a center. So, and I was not planning on trading up anyways. So, that is good. I think what I'm looking for mostly is a backup small forward. Or a better backup power forward / starting power forward. But otherwise, I think our team is pretty solid. I think we're pretty solid in the backcourt, and I think we have some good talent in the front court. I think Capella really beefs that up. Draft combine, I never really pay attention to this. Not really sure what is important here. Pre-draft workouts, same thing. Not really important to me. But we'll just get the top couple of guys here. All right, now we're gonna go to the draft. Can I view our picks right now? I can't, but I'm pretty sure we only have the first, maybe a second. But our first is back in pick 27, so we'll do manual draft advancement. The Thunder take Alex Bush first overall. He's a 7'1" center out of Texas. Timberwolves take Al Roberts, so not RJ White. RJ White will not go at pick 3. It's instead Lenny Nixon for the Claws, which is weird because I believe they have Kobe White or something over there. They have a good point guard. Maybe he'll be the backup. The Rockets take RJ White, 6'11" out of USC. Detroit takes Dwight Sutton, another center. The Mavericks take power forward Aaron Bridges out of Arizona. The Clippers take Jeffrey Jeffries out of Georgia, point guard, 6 foot tall. The Nets are going to trade pick 8 and a second round pick for Jeremy Grant and Paul Watson, so a couple of forwards from the Claws. The Claws are back on the clock, and they take power forward Todd Harrison out of Richmond. That's where I'm from. I see a guy from there getting picked so early in the draft. The Pelicans take another center. This time, it's Luis Hodges out of VCU, another Richmond school, getting an early pick here. And then a Ukrainian, Pavlo Below, gets taken and he will be playing for the Hornets. Not sure if he has a Euro stash here. He probably does. The Cavs take Fred Keller. So they're going to look to pair him with Darius Leones and a couple of other nice guys over there to beef up their team and help out their young star. Arthur Haywood out of Rice goes at pick 12. And OKC back on the clock takes Lee Douglas, shooting guard out of Marquette. I wonder if Godwin and Martin Jr. are still going to be playing over there in OKC. And then a player out of Hungary, Erno Somori, shooting guard, 6'3". He goes to the Memphis Grizzlies. The Warriors take Willie Rogers, the second VCU player, and this guy looks like he has seen some shit. Look at him. He's got a mustache and like a gray goatee. Wow. The Hawks take center Ron McCaw out of Duquesne. He's 7'2". That is, wow, he's very tall. The Nuggets at 17 take Edwin West out of Arizona State. That was not the Claws, excuse me. The Claws on the clock here take Frankie Murray out of California. The Lakers take Nigerian Sagana Lawal, 6'9", small forward. Lang Whitaker has never seen this kid play. The Spurs take shooting guard Philip Bradley out of Kansas State. We are getting closer to our pick at 27. The Sixers are going to trade pick 21 in exchange for Zubac and the Celtics' 25th overall pick. So the Celtics move up a couple of spots to draft Marcus O'Brien, center out of Louisville, 7 foot tall. A highly polished player. The Wizards take Ralph Walker out of Fordham. The Heat take Garrison Pittman out of North Carolina. Power forward, 6'10", 227. He's a work in progress with enormous upside. The Magic take center Paul Vaughn out of Washington State. The Sixers, after their trade, take Gary Magette out of Utah State. 6'9", small forward. The Chicago Bulls take Greg Pope, another player out of North Carolina, 7'1" center. Apparently he has some injury issue with his abdomen, but the Bulls were not afraid to take him, and now we are on the clock. And let's see if we have anybody scouted this late in the draft. I think we should. But it's probably not that many people. There is Willis Shaw, but again, we do not need a center. There is Paul Hawkins, power forward, 94% scouted, B overall, which is better than Willis Shaw. He's only 20 years old. Wow, his ceiling is Kevin McHale, Hall of Fame. He averaged 17 points per game in college, 10 rebounds. He only shot 40% from the field. Not a good shooter, but he had 3.7 blocks per game and 1.6 steals per game. So he can shoot threes. He wasn't that good in college, though, shooting just like 35%. Decent inside scoring, pretty good post defense, okay rebounding. He has pretty solid potential. I think right now this is just the best pick to take. Yeah, I think Paul Dawkins is the guy that we want. 6'11". So he's a pretty tall power forward, actually. Love to see that. We're gonna take Paul Hawkins right here. His ceiling is Kevin McHale, Hall of Fame. So there it is. Let's see what Lang Whitaker has to say about this guy. Hawkins showed tremendous athleticism at the draft combine with his 40-inch vertical, highest among all attending power forwards. That's nice. He can definitely block shots, as we saw from his college stats. The Jazz take Mirko Bosniak out of Croatia. The Raptors take Mo Daughtry out of Utah. Getting closer here to the last pick. The Pacers take Jean Gerbal out of France. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Sorry, Jean. The Pelicans take Mario Mancinelli out of Italy. And the last pick of the first round is going to be for the Kings. And they take point guard Kurt Burks, a 5'9" point guard out of Kansas State. He is very undersized. But that will do it for, I believe that's it for our draft. We have one more pick, so we'll sim to it. We're on the clock. I have no idea. I don't have anybody scouted this late into the draft. I think I want to take maybe just Bradley Murray and just sign him and play him in the G League, possibly, if he's good enough. He plays out of Delaware State, 6'10", small forward, pretty tall for that position. And we're going to sim to the rest of the draft. There's only a couple picks left. Okay, so let's look at a couple of these top players. So Alex Bush, 81 overall, 19 years old. Pretty good stats, good scoring, good defense and rebounding, high IQ, very high potential, A+ potential. This guy is going to be one of the best players in the league in a couple of years. He's got 2 finishing badges, 3 playmaking badges, and 2 defensive badges. He's pretty good, just all-around player. There was Al Roberts taken 2nd overall, which was kind of surprising to see by the Timberwolves. But they did not need a center because they have Cat, I believe, still. But Al Roberts, 1 badge, a shooter, a volume shooter. His comparison is Latrell Sprewell, an all-star. And he's also compared to Nick Young. Decent scoring. Not good on defense or rebounding, but high potential. So not a terrible pick, but I'm not sure if that was worth taking 2nd overall. Then Lenny Nixon, 2nd overall. Our 3rd overall pick. A good shooter, especially from deep. Good perimeter defender. Good potential. Pretty good player. He's got 6 badges. He's got 2 finishing, 1 playmaking, 3 defense. Penny Hardaway is his comparison. Then you got RJ White, another 19-year-old center. Another glass cleaning finisher just like Alex Bush. His comparison is Elton Brand. And he's a good inside scorer. Can't shoot the basketball. He is a pretty decent defender. Very good rebounder. Good athlete. Not as high of a potential. Then there was Dwight Sutton, who, no badges. Elton Brand is his comparison as well. He could score inside and hit threes. Good rebounder, better potential than RJ White. Then there was Aaron Bridges, Jerry Jeffries. I'm just going to check these guys' potentials. Bridges, good shooter at power forward, decent potential. Jeffries, good shooter. Good playmaker. Very high potential for him. Clippers got a nice guy right there. Claws with their 2nd pick in the top 10. They took Todd Harrison, power forward. Good shooter. That's pretty much it. Luis Hodges. Pretty decent. Below, who has 1 Euro stash year. Have a look at a couple of these guys. Frankie Murray, A- potential. Wall, B+ potential. Ralph Walker, A- potential. What about Greg Pope? A-. And then we got Paul Hawkins, who has 3 badges and he's a 73 overall. And he's an inside-out scorer, and his potential is A. Okay, I'm so down with that. His comparison, again, is Kevin McHale, Hall of Fame. We might have gotten a pretty solid player here. Definitely needs to work. He's not great at any one thing. He is a decent inside scorer, decent to below average 3-point shooter. Pretty decent post defender. Better than most people at his position. Good athletes. Not a high IQ, but a high potential. So he might actually get some playing time here, because I believe that Drell Brantley was on a 1-year deal. So, anybody else? Let's go check a guy that we drafted in the 2nd round. It was Bradley Murray, 70 overall, 3-point specialist. Yep, A- 3 points scoring. That's pretty much the only thing that he's good at. He has B- potential, so we're probably not going to sign him to a deal. So there it is. Any like really solid guys out here in the second round? There is Ellis McGee, Detlef Schrempf, All-Star. Is this comparison? B potential. Ted Reed, B potential. A couple of 74s here. This guy, Pena, B+ potential. Skip Bates, B+. Donald Hicks, A-, okay. And Stevie Bledsoe, A-, okay. A pretty good draft, I think. Pretty solid draft. All around, not really top heavy. It's pretty spread out. It had a really good player, like 2 good players at the very beginning, and then a lot of really solid guys that can grow, including Paul Hawkins. So I'm actually very happy with our pick. Not gonna sign Bradley Murray to the team. So pretty solid pick right there. Team player options. I'm very comfortable taking the options for all 4 of these players. We got a 2-year team option for Evans, so he'll be here for the next 2 seasons. And then we got a 1-year options for Peterson, Cunningham, and Curry, which I'm comfortable bringing all those guys back, of course. We'll advance. And then player options. Luka. Hold on, let's just see who accepts. Kyrie accepts his player option. Rudolph Marshall, of course, has his 2-year team option accepted. Arthur Ramsey has his team option accepted for the Kings. Bagley accepts his player option, I believe, for the Hornets. Jimmy Butler took his player option. Alec Verney had his 2-year option accepted. Pat Rogers accepted. Frazier accepted. Fuller, McLeod, Rudy Gobert, Atkins, Irvin Gill, Shane Ramsey, Fernando Chavez, TJ Warren, Gilmore, Matthew Rivers, of course, who has not progressed how I thought he was. He's still at 82 overall. What's his potential? I mean, he's not really getting that much playing time behind Dame. A- potential. So he's not as good as I thought he was. Anybody that is like, and these obviously just keeps going further down. All right, let's just see who had theirs declined. Luka declined his. Tatum declined his. Gilgeous Alexander declined his as well. Trey Young declined his. Jaren Jackson declined his. Julius Randle, De'Aaron Fox, Cam Reddish, McCall Bridges, Tyler Bay, Devin Waters had his team option declined. But yeah, I mean, there's going to be a lot of good players here, and that's not even including the guys who just pretty much decided not to re-sign and had no options on their contracts. All right, qualifying offers. I don't think I'm going to extend it to Darrell Brantley because I'm going to give Paul Hawkins playing time. Clark Blackwell, not interested. He did not play pretty much at all. I will extend to Derek Carpenter, but we'll see how it goes. I'm not 100% keen on bringing him back because he was not very good on defense, and that was pretty much a liability for us. So we will have to figure out what to do there. We already had enough. We already had Capella and Peterson playing above him. They're both better than him on both ends of the court. So I'm actually going to not offer Derek Carpenter. You know what? I will, because I'm pretty sure I think he'll get a couple of offers, and if he doesn't, then it's like a $4 million deal, so it's not a big deal. But if someone gives like a better offer than that, pretty much, I'm probably not gonna accept it. All right, moratorium. Here we go. We pretty much don't have any cap room, but we do have $6 million on cap hold with 9 players on the roster, and Darius Leon's obviously restricted free agent. Luka Doncic out here. Jason Tatum. Probably, we could definitely not afford to sign Tatum. Let's just see what the lowest offer is. Yeah, we cannot sign him whatsoever. That is just a terrible idea for us. Let's go look at our roster right now. So, point guard, we got Rozier and Stan Curry, obviously. Then we got Max Strong and Carson Evans as shooting guard. Comfortable with that. Small forward, we just have Jared Culver, so that's going to be our spot to key in on. And then center is fine. So we're pretty much looking for a small forward, and then probably just a couple of like a backup power forward to play. Maybe if Paul Hawkins isn't as good as we think he could be. So pretty much small forward is the go-to. Then after that, power forward, and then a couple of just really like third-team players. So let's go to affordable small forwards first to play behind Jared Culver, because we had a pretty big lineup playing last year, and I want to go back to more basic stuff here. There's Joe Harris, could be a really good shooter, off the bench, not good on defense. There is Terrence Davis, Garrison Matthews, Denzel Valentine, Justin Jackson again out there. But I think Joe Harris could be a really good pickup, and it would just be like a one-year kind of deal. So I will, Joe Harris, I will give you an offer. I'll lower it a little bit. There we go. And then next I want to get a power forward. Doesn't have to be anybody that's like crazy good or anything, just has to be decent. Chris Boucher, Doug McDermott, Isaiah Roby, Anthony Gill, Gary Clark, Davis Bertans, possibly. Voice crack right there. Malik Fitz. Okay. Pretty good defender. Can shoot as well. I'm down to bring him in. Not opposed at all. And then we'll advance one time. Harris and Fitz both agree to the deals. I'm not going to cap hold on Brantley. Going to renounce the rights to everybody. Not going to cap hold Carpenter either. Okay, and then I'm comfortable just advancing further. I'll do one more time. I can't really sign anybody above like a $4 million per year kind of deal. So Joe Harris and Malik Fitz will join. So I'm pretty satisfied with that. I actually don't have enough cap room to sign Malik Fitz. Wonder if he'll take a vet minimum. Well, we got Joe Harris, so that's positive. We pretty much have to sign people to vet minimums now. So sign players. Luka Doncic is going to head over to the Orlando Magic. 3 years, $127 million. Darius Leon's obviously the Cavs match whatever offer he was getting. And Tatum goes to Portland to play with Dame and Matthew Rivers. 4 years, $188 million. Kawhi Leonard goes to Denver. 3 years, $118, so he leaves New York. Jaren Jackson leaves the Kings for the Hawks. 4 years, $147. Brooke Washington re-signs with the Kings. 4 years, $116 million. He's probably going to be starting now that Jaren Jackson is gone, you would think. Jared Allen heads over to the Jazz. 4 years, $119 million. Jalen Harris, 3 years, $56 million to return to the Raptors. DiVincenzo heads over to the Lakers. 3 years, $47 million. Then there's our deal for Joe Harris. Donald Hicks to the Spurs. Nobody else is really important. So those are your signed players. Okay, let's get... let's try to find a solid power forward that will accept a deal. I wonder if is O.J. Williams even out here? I did not check the retirements for him, if he retired. O.J. Williams is out here. But he did not play at all last year. He's asking for... You want that much, man? You didn't even play last year. You were... Man, I can't stand him. Look at this dude. He didn't play all year. He did not even play in the 24-25 season, and he's asking for $11 million. You're cracked out of your mind, man. You know what we'll do? We'll toss him the lowest offer possible. He declined the offer. You know what? Hey, look. We don't want you anyways, fool. Yes, sir. All right. Okay. We have 2 players at each position. We just got to get 4 backups. Let's get a small forward first. Let's try to get like Sterling Brown. I mean, who cares? I mean, it's a vet. I mean, probably not gonna play at all. Let's get a power forward as well. Let's see. Torian Prince, Gabriel Deck, Toscano, Mar Stevens, Karooks. All right. Looking mainly for inside defense and rebounding. That's at all decent. Not gonna find it. Let's just give Bertans. Now let's give Torian Prince an offer. Minimum deal. And then let's get a 3rd center. Because Carpenter's is no longer here. I actually did not check if he was... I don't think he signed to a team. But I know that he wants more than we will offer him, so it's not worth it. Let's just do Damian Jones. He can defend down low and score down low as well. I used all my offers, actually, so I gotta wait. I'll check all the signings after the year's over. I was going after Damian Jones. Offer him the minimum. And then we'll just go to like a shooting guard, I guess. And why not Ben McLemore? Sure, let's offer you. Why not? And then let's get a point guard. You know, who cares? Why not? So let's get a Archie Diacono. Pretty decent defender and shooter as well. Okay, Torian Prince, Sterling Brown, and Ben McLemore all signed to the minimum. We've got 2 offers left out there. And they both signed, so now we have a full roster. At 15 players, we've got 3 people at each position. And also, Damian Lillard is actually not in Portland. He is a free agent. And he's asking for a lot of money. He's 35 years old, 89 overall. He's got 16 offers. Top offer is, again, from Portland. So he's probably going to return there because the rest of the deals are 1-year deals. And that one is just the best deal all around. So they're probably going to keep him. So right now, I don't think we got better per se. I think we got a good young player in Paul, whatever his name is. I'm forgetting his name right now. I kind of feel bad. But I forget his name. But the rookie that we drafted, I think that he's a very solid pickup. He's got better potential than our current power forward, Rudolph Cunningham. So I think he'll be a good option off the bench. He can defend. Which is what we need from our backup squad. We got a decent backup small forward to play behind Culver. And we retained all of our young players besides Derek Carpenter, who was a liability on defense after all. We replaced him with a defender in Damian Jones. And we're pretty much banking on our young players, namely Max Strong, improving for just the player upgrades that happened during the offseason. And hopefully that happens for him as well as maybe Carson Evans possibly, because I think my plan for the future is that I'm probably not going to re-sign Rozier whenever his contract is up, but it's going to be another 2 or 3 years until that happens. But when it does, I think Carson Evans is going to be good enough to replace Rozier as the starting point guard. I much prefer Evans over Stan Curry. Because I think Evans is better just overall, better shooter and a better passer and playmaker. But here are the signed players. Luka Doncic, obviously, we saw these. Trae Young heads over to Houston to play for the Rockets. 3 years, $127 million. We saw Kawhi. Dame returns to Portland. Julius Randle heads over to Miami. He might have already been there before. 4 years, $157 million. Jonathan Isaac heads over to the LA Clippers. John Collins heads to Houston as well. So Houston just gets like 2 of the top players from Atlanta. Cam Reddish to the Knicks. Kira Lewis Jr. the Mavs. Sabonis to Boston. McCall Bridges to the Bucks. Patrick Williams returns to the Bulls. Richard Gilmore to the Clippers. Malik Beasley to the Magic. Jalen Harris, we saw that. Jalen Smith heads over to the Trail Blazers. I think he was already there, though. Gary Trent Jr. goes to Sacramento. Quinn Lambert to the Nuggets. Quincy Morgan leaves, I believe it was LA that he was playing for, and he goes to the Clippers. He played for either I think it was the Lakers, so I think that he just stays in the same city. Yeah, it was. Same city, different team. Benjamin Mullins, Hawks. Evan Goodrich does not return. That was who I was thinking of when I was talking about the Thunder players during the draft. Goodrich leaves, does not re-sign with the Thunder, and he goes over to New York. Anybody else that is important at all? I don't think so. Believe that O.J. Williams is still out there. O.J. Williams is still available, and he has no offers, and he's lowered his expected money. I think he's done. There are a lot better players than him available, and only the top 3 guys are getting offers, and 2 of those guys have 1 offer. So it's not like he's going to be a top option for being picked up by anybody. But that'll do it for this year's free agency. Not many big moves at all. We just changed our team a little bit and mainly just changed the reserves. The starters and backups mostly stay the same except for Jarrell Brantley and Derek Carpenter, who we have replaced. Okay, player progression. This is what we are banking on. Let's see where Max Strong looks like. He's going to be an 89 overall, and he got a couple more badges. He now has 20. He went up by 7 overalls over the season and the offseason. And now he's an A+ 3-point shooter. That's what we need from him, because he was already a good 3-point shooter. Before that, we saw him make a lot of threes, and now he'll make even more of them. And he's a much better defender, a much better playmaker, better physical, better basketball IQ, still A+ potential. Yeah, he is. This guy is special. So glad I made the move to trade up for him. Let's look at his badges right now. He is going to average a lot more points this year. I might make him I'm going to make him our top choice for scoring in the upcoming season. What am I doing? I need to view his badges. His badges look like this. He's got 5 finishing badges, because I did do the player mentorship for badges. I think I did it off screen at the beginning of last year. He's got silver acrobat, silver contact finisher, silver relentless finisher, silver slithery finisher, and silver teardropper. And that's just finishing. Now he's got shooting badges. He's got silver catch and shoot, silver ice in veins. That's what I love to see. He's got dead eye, deep fades, difficult shots, range extender, and steady shooter. He's got ankle breaker and downhill for playmaking badges. He's got 6 defensive badges with pick dodger, chase down artist, clamps, interceptor, off ball pest, and trapper. This guy is going to be so good this year, man. He's going to be so good. We've got him for cheap for 3 more seasons at least. Capella went down a little bit for mid-range scoring, but otherwise he stays the same. So Capella pretty much the same exact player as last time. Carson Evans had a big jump. He's up to 82 overall. He went up by 5 over the season and the offseason. He's a better inside scorer, a better mid-range shooter, which he did miss a couple of those that I do recall. He's a better defender. That's nice to see. And he's a better playmaker. Higher IQ as well. A potential. Then we got Deion Peterson up by 1. Increase in rebounding, which is important. And physical as well, which will help it with rebounding and defense. Rudolph Cunningham goes up by 2, but we were pretty much accustomed to him being around this overall before this. A minus, mid-range scoring now, better 3-point shooter as well, which is very key. Better inside defender as well, that's big. Better rebounder as well. Stan Curry up by 1, but really no change in his most important attributes. So he's pretty much reached his peak. We have discovered this. We do know that. Did Evans get any new badges? I can't remember what badges he had last year. I do not recall. But he's got gold fast break finisher, giant slayer, 3 shooting badges with gold corner specialist. I think that's bronze catch and shoot and bronze pump fake maestro. So those are his badges. Peterson, 6 badges. I think these are the same. I don't think he gained anything anywhere. Rozier goes down by 2, which he is 31 years old. But none of his most important attributes went down. It might have been just like more physical kind of things. Let's go look. Standing dunk. That's pretty much it. Post moves, draw foul. Speed with ball. Interior defense. I mean, like, none of these are really too important. It is a lot of loss in ratings, but I think the most important ones are still the same. So I'm comfortable starting him. But if worst comes to worst, we could always start Carson Evans at point guard. He does have B+ playmaking. He is a really good shooter. He's got an A+ 3-point, A+ mid-range. Rozier down to just A 3 points, A- playmaking. I think he's a better overall scorer, but I mean, Evans is younger. Culver improved on defense, which is very nice to see, and pretty much just defense is what he improved at, but no overall change. Torian Prince, who he signed. Paul Hawkins obviously will have no changes, but man, Joe Harris went down a little bit. Sterling Brown. I mean, but those guys won't really play besides Joe Harris. So I think we improved pretty well. I think that the improvement of Max Strong and Carson Evans are going to go a long way in this upcoming season, and as well as our just defensive stats for our bigs. I think that'll be huge in being a good team. I think that the dichotomy of having really good defensive and rebounding big men and good shooting guards is the key to our success here in Las Vegas. So, Summer League, going to fill out automatically, obviously. Sim it, as I usually do. We'll simulate the entire Summer League bracket. We lose the first game. San Antonio, who are the 1 seed, end up winning. So, okay. And now we got the All-Star City selection, and it's going to be held in Baltimore, Maryland. So the Claws are going to host the All-Star Weekend. That's nice. Good for them. We had ours earlier, so suck it. But auto-generate rookies, obviously we do that every time. 2K Hoops Summit, 7 through this game. We don't usually pay attention to that. All right, training camps. This is what we have a couple of big decisions to make. We obviously have 2 camps. So what do we think? What do I think is the most important thing to fix? I think the first thing I want to do is do perimeter defense for Carson Evans, because he's going to get more playing time this year. Going to give less time to Rozier. I think more defense for him is going to go a long way, even if it's barely an increase. So let's just go see. I think it's a C+ now for perimeter defense. Yep, okay, that's good. Okay, now we got to think about what else we can do. We could do athleticism for Max Strong, but I don't think I need to really do much for him. I think what I really want to do is I can't send Carson Evans to another camp, so I can't do anything for him. I think we could do free throw, but it's only 1 point for the free throw, so it's not like it's a huge difference. It's not gonna like break the bank or anything. Let's do big man offense for the rookie Paul Hawkins. He's not a good he's not really good inside scorer right now. He's a decent defender, which I think that he'll just only get better at. Good physicals as well, which will help with that. But I think scoring is going to be important for him as well. So I think, you know, there might be a... I might have said during the year or the playoffs, like a specific training camp that I wanted to do for somebody. I'm probably forgetting that right now, which is not good to forget that. But I'm going to do for Paul Hawkins, because he's another young up-and-coming player for us. And I'll make him a better defender down low. Can I look at... I can't look at how he improved. Okay. Well, we're going to advance to the next season. We're gonna get the starting lineup and just the lineup overall set, and then we'll get the mentorship set, and then we're gonna end the episode. So let's advance to the next season. Okay, so we finally have a game on opening night. We usually have a game a couple of days afterwards, but we have a game on the first day of the year, and it's away at the Dallas Mavericks. I don't think we've seen us play them before. We might have, but it might have been a couple of years ago, so I'm excited to watch that. And that's going to be the first game that we're going to see. Let's get our starting lineup set real quick. Coach game plan, this is going to be the basic game plan overall. They want us to start Stan Curry, which I'm not going to do. I am going to start Rozier for the time being. Well, actually, I think, okay, I'll start Rozier. Gonna give Max Strong 33 minutes of playing time. I think I'm comfortable keeping Carson Evans at 29 minutes because he can play point guard as well. Not afraid of that. Culver, 25 minutes. That's fine. Cunningham, 25. I'm going to take out Taurean Prince. Going to put in Paul Hawkins. We're going to go with a 10-man lineup, obviously. Just 2 squads of 5. And let's see. I'm going to lower the playing time for Stan Curry. I'll make him play like 18 minutes of action. And we're going to have Joe Harris playing as well. So we have some regular lineups. Joe Harris. How many minutes is Culver playing? 25. Okay, let's play him for like 18 minutes. Play Hawkins for about the same. I want to increase that a little bit. So a lower... Okay, I'll lower Peterson's minutes by a little bit. By like 3 or 4. Increase that. Lower Curry's by 1 more. Get more playing time than Paul Hawkins. I think I'm comfortable with this lineup right here. But I definitely want Carson Evans to play a lot more. And then this is not like a set lineup or anything. I could definitely see myself putting Evans into the starting point guard role over Rozier if Rozier's not playing up to snuff, which could happen pretty early on. But I think right here we're going to have Rozier, Strong, Culver, Cunningham, Capella. So the same exact starting lineup. Then backups being Evans, Peterson, Curry, Hawkins, and Harris. So a couple of changes there. We're going to keep this where it is. First scoring option, we're going to make this Max Strong. Second one, Rozier. And then I think we'll leave the second one up to Carson Evans. He'll have a lot of playing time, so he'll be the third scoring option off the bench. We'll keep everything else where it was last year because I liked how it went. And that is your changes for us. I could see me making some different changes here throughout the year, but I think I like where we're at right now. So we'll back out of that. And now we'll go to system proficiency. I think we're just going to stick with the 7 seconds. I think it matches our players pretty well, especially our top two threats in Rozier and Strong. So we'll keep it there. And then second to last thing that I want to do, or third to last thing, player mentorship. I think we still have, I think they're mostly still set. We will take Peterson off of these two, and we'll make him trained for box and post move lockdown as well, so he can get better at defense. And he's still training in rim protector. We'll set that. Stan Curry has a lot of badges but no mentor. But I can't make people train on more than one thing. I think I like where everything's at. Rozier doesn't need one. Max Strong still getting mentorship from Rozier, but I can definitely increase this beyond this point. So let's do quick first step. Let's do space creator, and let's do fancy foot. Oh, I've already said the 3 badges. Which ones? It's not showing the third one. Okay. I'll just set that. Okay. Culver, fine. He hasn't learned those badges yet from Cunningham. Paul Hawkins, definitely want to get him some badges. Let's have Torian Print. Let's do Joe Harris. Let's have Joe Harris teach Paul Hawkins. Let's teach him. Actually, no. He's not. He doesn't have the ones that I want. I can't have Peterson train him. He's already mentoring somebody else. Okay, fine. Let's do Sterling. Not okay. I can't speak clearly. Let's do catch and shoot. Fine. Whatever. And just make him. Maybe he'll get better at shooting. All right. And then anybody else? Curry. Is Rozier teaching anybody? He's teaching Max Strong. That's fine. Stan Curry still teaching Carson Evans. I'm cool with that. He hasn't learned those badges yet. Okay, so we're good here with player mentorship. And let's go take another look at the rosters of the top players in the league and see what it looks like after the player progression has set in. So Giannis, top player at 96, along with Doncic and Jokic. Then Darius Leone, Zion, Steph Curry, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jason Tatum, Brent Cage up to a 91 over there in Boston. John Morant, Devin Booker, Trae Young, Joel Embiid, LaMelo Ball, Donovan Mitchell, DeAndre Ayton, Anthony Edwards, James Wiseman, Rudolph Marshall as an 89 right now, Jaylen Brown, Jaren Jackson, AD. Where is Max Strong? You know, sometimes players just don't show up here. on this. This has happened in previous 2Ks as well. I don't see Max Strong here at all for some reason. But Max Strong is actually better than Rudolph Marshall. He's got more badges. He's the same overall. I mean, yeah, they're pretty much the same player. Strong is just a little bit better. And the last thing before we end the episode, we're gonna look at the lineup for the Dallas Mavericks. Last year they were 34-48, so they missed the playoffs clearly. Here is their team, and wow, we might have some trouble on opening night. They got Kira Lewis Jr., who played very well for the Pelicans. Devin Booker, who has given us a lot of trouble in the past for the Suns. RJ Barrett, who has given us trouble when he played for the Knicks and other teams. Milo Saric, don't know much about him. Montrezl Harrell, good defender down low. Then they got Theo Maledon. Oh, they have Edmund Benjamin, our former power forward, who played behind Cunningham 2 years ago for a couple of seasons, actually. Aaron Nesmith, Aaron Bridges, the rookie power forward, Edmund Sumner, DeAndre Bembry, Bogdan, Josh Reeves, and Kobe Swift. They have a pretty solid team this year. I don't see them being as bad as they were last time out. Their head coach, not very good though, Chris Finch. Their weaknesses are post defense, but it's a very low weakness. Rebounding, defensive IQ, blocks, steals, and strength. So pretty much defense is their problem. That's just encompass it into one word. Defense is their problem. They're a good shooting team, a good passing team, and they're pretty good on offense. So we will see us play the Mavericks next time out. Thank you guys for watching this episode of the series. It's episode 40, and well, next time out, the start of a new year. So I'll see you guys there. Thanks for watching, and take care.